Thank you, Chairman Smith and Ranking Member Johnson, for holding this markup. I'm proud to be offering this bipartisan bill with my colleague, Mr. Hultgren from Illinois, to authorize funding for three important projects: Argonne's Advanced Photon Source, Fermilab's Long Baseline Neutrino Facility, and Oakridge's Spallation Neutron Source Proton Power Upgrade. I also want to thank Mr. Knight, Mr. Lipinski, Mr. Weber, and Chairman Smith for their support as co-sponsors of this bill as well. The United States has been at the forefront of innovation and progress, largely due to our investment in scientific research. The Department of Energy laboratories have made scientific discoveries that will be in the science textbooks forever and have helped raise the standard of living for millions of Americans. This scientific progress requires us to take a long view. Most discoveries are not made overnight, and experiments need sustained attention and resources for us to learn from them. Similarly, our scientific infrastructure requires long-term sustained funding to ensure opportunities are not missed. Experiments conducted at Argonne National Laboratory's Advanced Photon Source, or APS, support both discovery science and market-driven research. Pharmaceutical research at the APS has yielded life-saving new drugs for HIV, melanoma, and renal cell carcinoma. Industrial chemists have used the APS to develop energy-saving solar shingles, while combustion researchers have developed a process that's led to cleaner diesel engines. And research conducted at the APS led to a Nobel Prize in Chemistry in 2012 for work on G-coupled protein receptors, which are helping us develop more effective medications to aid in our fight against opioid addiction. The APS needs to be upgraded to ensure American scientists and companies continue to have access to the best scientific equipment in the world. The APS upgrade will use next-generation technology to make the APS hundreds of times brighter, opening up scientific frontiers at the nanoscale that are completely inaccessible today. The upgrade leverages the existing infrastructure valued at about $1.5 billion, while applying new technologies to create a world-leading facility at substantially less cost than a new facility. This technology includes some really incredible magnets. As someone who spent a lot of his life optimizing magnet pole tip designs, these are right at the edge of what is possible, and I have great respect for our ability to pull this off. With this upgrade, the APS will become the ultimate 3D microscope, and without it, the United States would lose its leadership in X-ray science to Europe, Japan, and China. The second critical project this bill authorizes is the LBNF Dune project, which is critical to maintaining U.S. leadership in high-energy physics and fundamental science. This facility, located at Fermi National Accelerator Laboratory in Batavia, Illinois, where I worked for 25 years and raised my family, and also at the Sanford Underground Research Facility in Lead, South Dakota, will be the first major international world-class facility to be hosted by the United States. Neutrinos are among the most abundant and fascinating particles in the universe, and understanding their nature may provide the key to understanding some of the most fundamental questions about the nature of our universe. LBNF Dune would be the most powerful tool in the world to study these particles and would help solidify the Department of Energy's high-energy physics program as a world leader. More than 770 scientists from 150 institutions in 26 countries stand ready to contribute scientifically and with materials to the LBNF Dune project, and I urge this subcommittee to provide full and robust funding for the Department of Energy's high-energy physics account. And finally, the third project authorizes the Oakridge Spallation Neutron Source Proton Power Upgrade. Oakridge's National Laboratory's Spallation Neutron Source is the most powerful pulse neutron experimental facility in the world. It provides researchers with a variety of disciplines with the capabilities to make precise measurements and answer the crucial fundamental questions that drive their research. But there are international competitors, particularly in Europe, that are challenging that leadership. The proposal upgrades included in this bill, the second target station and proton power upgrade, will enable this facility to significantly increase the number of academic and industrial researchers that it can serve and to maintain its world-leading capabilities. I'd also like to take note of the Department of Energy's very thoughtful leadership of this project from the start. One of the toughest things in a new project is trying to figure out how much scope to leave for potential upgrades, and it was done very well and very intelligently particularly in the initial Spallation neutron source design, is making this upgrade much cheaper than it would have been had it simply been taped down at the end of the project. Investments in these projects and our broader scientific infrastructure are the only way to ensure that America remains an international leader. Thank you, and I urge my colleagues to support this bill and yield back the balance of my time.
Thank you, Mr. Foster. And the gentlewoman from Texas, Ms. Johnson, is recognized for her opening statement.
Thank you very